Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the first episode of a brand new show. This is Log Horizon. I say brand new show. This is not new at all. This came out in end of 2013 and continued on in 2014. But it's new for me because somehow, despite being a very big isekai fan, and I watch a lot of isekais, Log Horizon just never made that list, which is interesting because I have been very often recommended it when I was talking about isekais in general. Like, often Log Horizon will crop up, and I've never seen an actual episode of it or any real clips from it, but I've seen it mentioned and referenced a fair bit. I'm like, oh yeah, that's an isekai I should probably check out, because I quite like them, and I should probably watch it. And now it's 2021, and finally I'm going to watch it. Third season is currently ongoing, as far as I'm aware, right? That's currently coming out right now. Yeah, the third season is currently ongoing. Only a 12-episode season, unlike the previous two seasons, which were full 25s. But I assume there'll be more to it eventually anyway. So it's going to take a while for me to catch up on it. In fact, it will be, well, provided that I continue doing this show beyond the first season, it would be, the summer 2020 season, the end of that, where we finally wrap up the entirety of Log Horizon, in theory, unless part 2 of season 3 gets announced or something like that. But yeah, it's taken me a while to get to, but I'm finally getting here. Thank you to, who was it that recommended? Was it Sir Myrlyn? I think it was Sir Myrlyn. Let me just double check my Patreon stuff here. Yeah, Myrlyn. So thank you, Myrlyn, for requesting this. Sorry it took so long, but we are finally getting to it. So, as with all new shows, I like to look at the analyst page, look at the synopsis, the tags, the studio behind it, etc. Just to get a basic feel for the show before we head into it. If you don't care about this stuff and just want to go straight to the episode, there is a timestamp in the description of my video, as per usual, before getting into it. So, let's load up the display here. Log Horizon, the online fantasy game Elder Tales, is a worldwide phenomenon immersing millions of players in its intricately conceived virtual world. Sound familiar to basic isekais. However, the release of the game's 12th expansion pack, makes that immersion all too literal, as players from around the world are suddenly pulled into the game's no longer fictional universe. Now, 8-year ET veteran Shiroi, his friend Naotsugu, the beautiful assassin Akatsuki, and 30,000 other players are faced with the daunting task of learning how to deal with an entirely new reality, one where the NPCs are actually alive and the tips and tricks learned while playing with a keyboard no longer apply. Yes, none of your keybind shortcuts and everything are going to save you now. If you have a particularly odd combo, you're going to have to learn to do it yourself. No more macros or anything, although I don't know if this game would have allowed macros or stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, game-based isekai, just the game pulls people into it. 30,000 real players in this fantasy world, so very good chance we're going to be meeting other players over the course of this. It's not like a certain other video game being pulled in, like Overlord, where there doesn't seem to have been, well, at least in the main series, there's not really been any signs of an actual other player yet. It's just been Irons interacting with NPCs. This one we will probably end up interacting with other players as well as NPCs. So that's going to be interesting. Voice cast is mostly names I do not immediately recognize. I feel like Terashima has been in something recently that I've watched, but I don't quite know. It's rated pretty well. Like I said, this came out in 2013. Kind of like in the main golden age of isekais, this was. Like, the isekai boom, almost, as I want to call it. Like, this is the, 2010 to 2014, that was when a lot of big isekais started to come about. And when did this light novel come out? Yeah, 2010. So, yeah, 2010 to 2014 was like the isekai boom, almost. But yeah, this is by Studio Satellite, who we are watching something else of this season, because we've watched Somali in the Forest before. Disappointed overall by that one, unfortunately. We've watched Naruto Yuki-chan, and we're currently watching the first season of Symphogear as well on this channel. So I'm fully aware of their art style. This is a year later, so a little bit of improvement is to be expected in terms of the design. But it is still a 2013-2014 time period, so I'm not going to expect the most over-the-top brilliant animation possible, but I'll still expect it to be of decent quality, naturally. Action, adventure, fantasy, virtual world, politics. Ooh, that's always a dangerous one to include in your tags. Ensemble cast, games, magic, all the typical fantasy stuff. Episodic is interesting, but it's rated really lowly, so I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the case. Yeah, it's a game-based isekai. I'm ready for it. I've heard very good things about it as an overall isekai. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one. So we are going to load the episode up. As per usual, here on YouTube, we do time-based form reactions. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture version of this, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all the picture-in-picture shows I do, which is these 4 Patreon request shows, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 lineup, and obviously subsequent lineups as well. But here on YouTube, we have to do timer-based. Bottom left of the screen, you'll see the timer for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. We are watching this one on Funimation, because when this originally came out, it was licensed by Sentai Filmworks, and by extension, because of an agreement, they extended that one to Crunchyroll. However, once Sentai left, I think it was like H-Dive or whatever, something happened, and Crunchyroll no longer has access to it, so the only place I can legally watch it here in the UK is by Funimation, although it's only limited to Funimation Premium subscribers, interestingly. So I'm watching the Funimation version. I have no idea if it's any different from the original version that aired. The original version that aired is the version that I normally use for picture-in-picture stuff. So if I say something or if the translations are a bit different, I'll let you guys know. But this is the way I'm going to watch it. So Funimation logo to begin with, 7 seconds logos, and then we get into the episode. For picture-in-picture version, obviously it's not going to make a difference because you'll see exactly what I see. But for those of you who are watching this, I don't know if Funimation I assume Funimation licensed it in the usual US and US, UK, and certain parts of the world as well. But I don't know. I don't know how it compares to like the original version or how other countries might have distributed it. Anyway, so we'll get into this. You can use Screen Flash on my face or mic to tell my scenes transitioning. That should help you sync up a little bit as well. And so, with all that said, let us dive into the first episode of Log Horizon titled The Apocalypse. That's very ominous. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play. That's Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. Happens at midnight. Of course it does. Everything happens at midnight. Oh, hello. Oh, we're already in the game, I guess. Enchanter. Okay. Starting off with combat. Quite a lot of them. Briar weasels, okay. I guess this is our main party. Mm-hmm. My lord, okay. All human players. By the looks of things. Mm-hmm. Yep. Nightmare Sphere, okay. Oh boy. That's not great. That's not great. OP time? Is there a bit of hair in there? Okay. Not the OP I expected for this type of show, but go off. I've heard this song. This is where this song's from, okay. I have heard this before. I've heard this. All right, I finally understand where this song's from. Got it. We're safe. Okay, this is when we first started. The apocalypse. Okay, so the map is based off of the real Japanese map by the looks of things. Yep. The white beam tree, okay. Hmm. People are freaking out, naturally. Oh. He's found his menu. He has all his stuff. No logout available. Friends lists. Who's online? Krusty, okay. Does he know how to answer? He does. Human Guardian. Not in a guild. Half Alv, okay. Nasty glasses. Yep. Did they? Novosphere of Pioneers. Okay, that's the name of it. Hmm. Because you are. Hmm. Right. Makes sense. Yep. Welcome back. Mm-hmm. Okay. People freaking out as they all handle the news differently. Makes sense. Who's that up there? Okay. A walking animation. What the hell? Right. Sure. All men are perverts, though. Let's be real here. Ah. Who's throwing rocks at them? So not used to walking in taller form, yeah. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. Jesus, that's a bigger one. Aha, okay. Okay. Hmm. But played as a male character. Oh, wow, really? Open pervert. Oh, boy. That sounds horrifying. I think it's the kids that are going out there first. Is that what we're worried? A lot. Yeah. Okay. Yes. She asked after. Yeah. Still an assassin. Be careful. Okay. Nope. I like her a lot. I think I admits it though. Right. Makes sense. Yeah, we can form a party. We don't have to be a guild, but I think there's a way to pay back the potion. Hang around for a bit. And that's why the Lord bit came around. Okay. The dire fate. I mean, yeah. Fair. I think she enjoys the roleplay aspect a bit as well. Yep. Interesting they didn't use the word party at all. People of the land, okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes. Oh god, that looks so good. Oh, so much food. Oh, that sucks. That's a shame. Oh. Marielle? Crescent Moon Alliance, alright. Quite the room. Oh boy. Marinette? Uh, uh, oh boy. Oh, hello. Henrietta, okay. Makes sense. Oh no. Oh, one weakness. uh, quite the cast already. 19 online, okay. Where's the other one? Okay. Gates are offline, okay. What about teleportation spells and magics? Mm-hmm. Yep. New expansion, new players. That is also that, yeah. Ooh, okay. So there's a lot of familiarity, but also scope to add new things that weren't previously seen. That's a clever way of doing that, actually. Wants to invite them. He's going to deny it, I think. The Poultry Tea Party. Ha. It's a former guild he was with, I'm guessing. There's backstory there that's going to be explored, I think. Hmm. Not a guild, okay. Aha, okay. So they're a raiding party. Yeah, but yeah. Not gonna take that risk. Oh. Okay. They're already at cap. Okay. Alright, this is how we get into the fight. Yep. Yep. At least they picked level 28s when they're 90s. That's a good sign. Mm-hmm. Nice. There we go. That works. 20 million dedicated players. Jesus. Only 30,000 here, though. Estimated 30,000, okay. Oh, there's worldwide players as well. Ooh, okay. Okay, they are establishing that it's not just Japanese players that are trapped. That gives us potential to potentially go to other servers. Not quite sure how that works here. Oh boy. Who's this character? I'm guessing that's the one that's not in our main scene. Okay. Yep. Okay. Roka encounter battle. Alright. I guess we're going to go save that girl that we saw right at the beginning of that. Far north. Okay, so we're going to more northern area. Got it. Okay. That was a good start. That was a very, very good start. Also, I just briefly saw the main character list. Oh boy, there's a lot of characters in this. Yeah, that was good. I'm into this. Like, it doesn't take much for me to get into an isekai story. I am a fan of the genre. But I really like the way they've depicted this one so far. They're answering a bunch of questions. They're establishing their rules pretty early on as to how things are perceived. They're used to doing, like, obviously using their commands for their characters to do something, but when you are your character, it's just more instinctive of you to be able to do it, and they're showing that, yes, they're training and getting used to the combat before doing anything too dangerous, which makes perfect sense. Yeah. Quite fast-paced, considering. But we are getting a lot of the setup done and ready. We have a lot of players. We've already established the fact that it's not just Japanese server players, it's affecting worldwide, which is a nice little touch. So eventually, assumably at some point, either in the source material or in the anime, we do have a potential to not be in the Japanese server. Potentially, although I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know if that would actually work. Like, what would happen if the Japanese server players could somehow travel to a different server area? Like, they wouldn't be able to understand each other at all, because the language would be completely different, because a European server and an American server more than likely will be primarily using English, or depending on where in Europe they are, if they're more dedicated servers than even that. Maybe there's a German server, there's a Spanish server. So yeah, definitely an American server will be almost primarily English, so... And also, I don't know if they can necessarily server hop. Like, is the world... If it's run on separate servers, then surely there's a world boundary or world limit to where they can go? Maybe? Or if all the servers are now congregated into one on this own planet, and you can now freely go between them. Although in a fantasy world like this, it doesn't seem like there's a very easy way to get across there. Especially from the Japanese server to, say, an American or European server. That'd be very, very difficult. Unless there's a Chinese server, maybe. Always a possibility. That would be the one server that they could theoretically try and hop to. But it seems like the built-in teleportation doesn't work. And it doesn't really... They haven't mentioned any form of teleportation magic yet, I don't think. So either there is no such thing as personal teleportation magic, or they just haven't thought to try it. But really, I'd think to try personal teleportation magic if it exists first. But it looks like that may not be a thing in this game. Which would be interesting. It means they'd have to travel. They'd have to travel themselves. Which, if they don't have any mounts or anything, I wonder if any of them have any mounts. Because normally, I mean, 8 years into a game like this, you'd have a pet or a mount by now. I'd have thought, like, Genshin already has started adding some baseline pets, so... And that's only been out for a couple of months, so... Yeah. I'm hooked. I'm into this, and I'm really looking forward to getting into more of this. I would go and watch episode 2 right now, but it's late. I'm tired. I want to give this show the justice it deserves. But from next week onwards, on Thursdays, we'll be doing double feature episodes. The only reason we didn't do a double feature today is because I had to catch up on World Trigger and a School Live episode, just to make sure I'm caught up for this week's Patreon shows. But normally, this today is only ReZero, so I can do a double episode of Log Horizon and still have a relatively easy day out of it. So that's the plan moving forward. Very excited for this one. We should be able to finish. We should be able to finish the entirety of Log Horizon by the end of this season. Obviously, if we're going 2 at a time, that will push us at, let's see, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, yeah, so it'll be a bit close because we are starting this quite late into the season, relatively speaking. But with the time that we have at the end of the season where certain shows end and we have more empty spots, I can fill them with shows like Log Horizon and World Trigger, Sympho Gear and stuff that I'll be going through. So we will complete this season of Log Horizon before the spring shows kick up. And then if Myrlyn is going to request as well, we will continue on to Log Horizon Season 2 in the spring season. We can knock that out in the spring season, and then maybe even go on to Log Horizon 3 in the summer. We'll see. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment what you thought of the episode. If you're new to Log Horizon like me, let me know your first impressions. If you're a long-time viewer who's happy to see Season 3, let me know if you're excited to have another rewatch of this with me this time, and all that good stuff. So don't forget to subscribe as well to see next week's episode. I will be doing double episodes from next week, like I said, as well as the rest of the Winter 2021 lineup you can find on my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.